Miami, Florida. In this truly international city, some cultures are struggling to survive,
It's from lack of protein in the diet.
while others thrive.
Pray that no negative energy get on you.
On the beaches, the heat brings out the beautiful people.
This is roll call.
212.
But on the highways, it brings out the dangerous ones.
They changed my name, went into protected custody, they switched me into another room.
Anything can happen when temperatures rise in the tropical zone.
It's gonna be another hot, hot day.
Gathered on this stretch of beach in Miami
You run up the cone line, left shoulder turn around the red flag and back.
are some of the top athletes in the country.
I'm about like 75% of my full potential.
And they're competing for top honors in a series of beach-related events.
Heat 1, heat 2.
And coming in first, second, or third is more than just a personal victory.
New national champion in the open beach run, Derek Kite of LA County.
It's a professional one as well. These are lifeguards. And how they perform here at the United States Life-Saving Association's 25th National Championships
Take him on.
will be a testament to their own life-saving abilities when they're racing not against each other, but against time.
Clearly out in front.
At least we didn't get last, so we're happy with that. We got second to last night. But
Time to go back to work.
This three-day event draws about 1,000 lifeguards from all over.
There's a lot of talent in it, and we're going against the whole country pretty much, California, New Jersey.
But in Miami, this is more than a summer job because the beaches are packed year-round.
Here you have people from all over the world. You don't know where they're from. Central America, the Caribbean, South America, Europe, and that's Miami.
Each year, approximately 9 million people visit this 7-mile stretch of beach, and 95 Miami Beach lifeguards perform over 1,500 rescues and treat close to 15,000 medical cases on land and in the sea.
we had a 5-victim rescue right off of the boat right here. Swells coming in and kids got caught in it. Then the mothers came out to help and they were in the same situation. So we ended up 5 victims, like 3 lifeguards in the water.
But being a lifeguard in Miami is different from other U.S. cities. First, there's the extreme heat.
Compared to many other beaches around the country, this is a lot hotter. So lifeguards here can suffer from dehydration and other heat illnesses such as heat stroke, heat exhaustion.
Then there's the action.
You have kids jumping off the pier into the water. You have jet skis coming close here. It's a dangerous area.
Miami lifeguards are accustomed to heat and action. Many of them come from other tropical zones, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican, Puerto Rico, and they bring unique skills to the job.
We have this group of Cuban guys from the national water polo team from Cuba. They're real athletes, and they train for 10 years, 15 years with the Cuban national team. And we have several of them working on the beach patrol with us. We've had one of the best places to work. All the lifeguards from other areas of the state want to come work here.
Last call for open surf ski competitors. You guys are...
Today, at the 25th Annual United States Life-Saving National Championships, Miami is about to unveil its secret weapon, a former championship athlete. Each day, around 2.5 million people travel the 7,000 miles of roadways in Miami. And it's getting worse. In terms of density, Miami ranks number 6 in the nation. More cars jamming the streets have created a dangerous byproduct: road rage. A psychological phenomenon that occurs when one driver gets irritated at another, and it results in uncontrollable anger.
You have people who are basically decent, law-abiding, kind individuals When they're behind the wheel, another part of their personality will come out.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 4 Florida cities, Miami, Tampa, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale, rank in the top 10 for aggressive driving deaths and injuries. One such act of road rage permanently damaged these 2 Florida families.
How are you doing? A little slow today.
Jody Daniel is a little slow, most days. So is Luis Collado.
Are you getting off? You sure?
Almost 4 years ago, they both led full active lives.
Go underneath him. Watch out,
Fishing, scuba diving, and socializing with family and friends in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, what you do is you stick it on the water, Michael, over the side of the boat and make it dance.
But in one afternoon, all that changed. When Lou, Jody, and his brother Michael slowed down on this road in Tarpon Springs to admire a boat in dry dock.
People behind us had gotten upset because we were driving slow, started beeping their horn, flipping us off and cussing and stuff out the window. And so we decided to flip them back off.
Lou pulled into a nearby driveway, looking for a boat they were going to work on.
They had blocked us into this driveway, and they had already gotten out of their vehicle and they were already actually right on the back of Lou's truck.
What began as a minor dispute between drivers escalated into a life-threatening altercation when 2 of the other men grabbed a pair of shovels.
One of the kids hit Lou over the head with a shovel from behind, totally blind shot. He never even acknowledged it coming.
Jody came to Lou's aid and was knocked unconscious.
The 2 with the shovel started beating him with the shovels while the driver started to kick him.
The men were about to turn on Michael when an eyewitness called 911. They got there in the nick of time.
Jody had 3 fractures of the skull. Lou had 1, but it was 7 inches, you know, so he was in a coma for 6 days, and they were lucky to survive. Even the paramedics themselves said that if it wasn't for them getting helicoptered off, they wouldn't have lived.
Jody's mother, Marty Capili, didn't even recognize her son.
He had swelling so far out on one side. He actually looked like some type of an alien. He really did. He didn't look human at all.
Hey, Potter.
Dr. Arnold Nierenberg is the author of several books on the subject of road rage.
Goodbye to you. I'll say goodbye now because I'll be going.
He claims that angry driving is something that happens every day to just about everyone.
We found out 53% of Americans have an angry driving problem where they show angry driving patterns such as hostile looks, beeping the horn, flipping the lights up and down, deliberately tailgating somebody at retaliation, or cutting somebody off at a retaliation. People who have an angry driving problem exhibit the behavior 27 times a year on the average.
In Miami, certain factors seem to perpetuate angry driving, particularly congestion and the intense tropical heat.
We know people are more inclined towards angry driving and heat. So let's say your air conditioner's not working, you're in the heat. That can definitely set that off more.
Angry driving is just one of the 3 components of aggressive driving. The other 2 are lack of courtesy, like going too slow in the fast lane, and breaking the rules, like speeding. While aggressive driving is not a felony, it carries deadly ramifications.
There's 41,000 deaths a year on our road, 2/3 of which have been attributed to aggressive driving. It comes out approximately 28,000. The implication is clear. The most dangerous thing any American will ever do is to get into their vehicle.
Currently, there are no specific penalties for aggressive driving in Miami-Dade. But recently, the county court system launched a vigorous attack on the problem with a unique education program.
You can go in front of a judge and you can explain to the judge from your point of view.
In the tropical zone, alternative healing practices based on native cultures and religions thrive. Most popular are Santeria and Voodoo, brought over by Cubans, Dominicans, and Haitians. But indigenous people, like the Seminoles, have been practicing their own brand of Native American Santeria for thousands of years, and it's starting to attract a following. Six hours north of Miami in Gainesville, Florida, Sylvia Paluzzi is about to undergo a therapy session. But it's not psychological, it's spiritual. And her therapists aren't trained in mental health or theology. Their training comes from their ancestors.
When she comes in, she immediately greets Ifa and Obatala, the Orishas that we have. Orishas, again, are forces of nature. She's honoring these forces before she gets her reading. She sits down at Ifa or Rumila. That's the god of destiny. That's the god who can tell you everything that's from the beginning of time to the end.
Olapatun Orisa Tolu is a Native American healer, spiritual medium, and herbalist. Her husband, Baba Ona, is a Yoruba priest who practices ancient African healing rituals.
If you see him cleaning away something, he's using the irokeri, the horse tail, to clean away energies that were there before, opening it up for a new reading to come in. When Arumila is open, he gets permission, can I do this reading for this woman? He checks with his apele chain. And without him knowing anything about the person, just taking the name and the birth date and asking that to Ifa, he goes about just answering her questions.
Together with the help of Ifa, the god of destiny, Olapatun and Baba Ona have tried to help this woman rise from beyond the depths of despair. 2 years ago, Sylvia, the owner of a daycare center, lost her father.
He went in for what's supposed to be a routine surgery and ended up flatlining on the table.
Soon after, another bombshell.
And then the man I lived with for 10 years who raised my children with me decided to leave.
Sylvia became clinically depressed. Her doctors suggested Prozac. Sylvia decided to try an alternative, a series of psychic readings with Olapatun, who runs a women's empowerment workshop.
That's the whole issue.
12 years.
Not resolved yet. You know, the energy between the two of them.
She told me to wear white for 7 days and to wrap my head, and she gave me a spiritual bath to take every morning and some meditations to do. And that was my first introduction into the type of work that she does.
Within days, Sylvia says she noticed a change in herself.
It helped me feel like I had something tangible to do and something to wake up in the morning and give me direction.
Sylvia Paluzzi is just one of the many women seeking solace and answers from indigenous nature-based religions in the tropical zone. Soon, she will join a special group and will take part in a ritual to heal their inner and outer wounds. Miami's tropical zone attracts people from other tropical zones. Cubans are the largest ethnic group, but the Haitian community already tops 150,000. Like the Cubans, many Haitians emigrated to escape political upheaval and economic uncertainty in their own country.
The Haitian community can be defined as a young community, young immigrant group that is fast growing, which in about 10 years will be the most predominant community power in terms of financial, political in Miami. A very strong community as we see it.
According to Dr. Lorinus Pierre, Executive Director of the Center for Haitian Studies, the per capita income rarely exceeds $6,000 a year for many who live here in Little Haiti, an impoverished section of northern Miami. With little or no access to health care in Haiti and a basic distrust of doctors in the U.S., this particular community is at high risk for the deadliest of diseases.
HIV is an issue, a big issue in the Haitian community because initially, because of all the propagandas about HIV and the label of Haitians as being carriers of HIV/AIDS diseases, then the community reacted to it in denial.
Recent statistics estimate that in Dade County alone, 5% of the Haitian community is affected by HIV and AIDS, the highest of any other ethnic group in Miami. But there's also hypertension, and now diabetes.
I was talking to another physician. We've seen a lot of cases of diabetes lately among Haitians, and we feel that the diet we have is very greasy, but we use a lot of sugar, a lot of grease.
The Center for Haitian Studies was formed 13 years ago to provide a wide range of social and medical services for this often overlooked community.
Healthcare is not the primary need for these people. Primary needs is to get food, is to get a job, to feed your children, to try to bring your families here. So healthcare has become a secondary need for those people.
Language, culture, fear of deportation, lack of transportation, and no understanding of preventative health care have compounded the problem.
Remember, in the culture, the absence of symptoms means merely absence of disease. You don't have any symptoms. You only go to doctors when you have symptoms. That's why one of the problems that healthcare providers face here is that they usually get people at the last stage. What's the best way to develop this project then?
But Dr. Pierre and a handful of Haitian American doctors, nurses, and medical students are committed to combating unnecessary sickness and death in this underserved community. Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, and Miami have the dubious distinction of being on the top 10 list for aggressive driving deaths. Most days, Highway Patrol Lieutenant Ernesto Duarte hits the road in this anonymous red Jeep, working undercover to target the source of the problem.
We have a video camera that allows us to capture whatever is in the front of it. So if we're going after an aggressive driver, we can turn it on and we can actually capture their driving behavior and record it. So if we do go to court, it'll actually help us prove the case.
Duarte is part of an enforcement effort to control aggressive driving and decrease incidents of road rage.
Look at this guy right here. He just switched a second lane, and now he just switched a third lane. So you can see how he's basically just trying to weave in and out of traffic. So when we get close to him, I'm gonna go ahead and stop that individual. And there he goes again, he's changing lanes again.
Duarte has his eyes peeled for drivers who are weaving, cutting, and tailgating.
He's already seen us, the violator has already seen us, so he's slowed down.
All signs of aggressive driving.
When we see congestion and there's a place where people need to get to on time, usually we find aggressive driving. Doesn't have a seatbelt on.
They're basically letting the watch control their behavior. The real tragedy is they're allowing the second hand of the watch to do it. People are risking their lives for 15 seconds.
According to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration,
You have your license with you, sir? Yes, sir. Okay, I need to see that.
angry drivers are causing 4 times as many deaths as drunk drivers.
We're at work right now.
But in Florida, things are about to change.
Okay, just to let you know that you're driving aggressively, you're switching in and out of traffic, and that's the reason why you caught our attention.
Because the number of accidents and deaths has reached epidemic proportions, the state legislature passed the Florida Aggressive Driving Bill. Now, citations have a special box marked aggressive driving.
You have 3 options. You can pay the fine.
Next year, this data will be presented to the state legislature. The goal is new legislation defining aggressive driving as a crime and establishing stiffer penalties.
You have any questions? No.
All right, County of Miami-Dade.
In the meantime, aggressive drivers are being taken to task.
The client has absolutely horrific driving record.
At traffic court here in Miami-Dade County,
I'm going to give you the fine of $83, which is what you would have had to pay, plus you're going to have to pay some court costs and you're going to have to go to school.
repeat traffic offenders are now being ordered to attend a new kind of traffic school.
82 and a 55 is I think you become the speed king thus far today.
It's a comedy class, but the message is anything but funny.
And thank God you didn't have a crash at that speed, because of course the faster you're going, the worse the collision is going to be, the worse the injuries.
Yeah.
Most.
Olapatun Orisi Tolu, a Native American healer, is getting ready to lead her Women's Empowerment Workshop, which takes place in this circle. Sylvia helps prepare the area.
The center is a representation of the circle, which is the earth and the never-ending life cycle of life. And the women sit in a circle, and we dance in circles. And that's been since the beginning of time.
Sylvia Paluzzi claims that this Native American nature-based approach to healing saved her life.
And I tried pretty much everything that I thought I could do to get myself out of a really very dark and sad place, and I wasn't having very much luck.
Ola Patoon says she helped Sylvia by healing her spirit.
If your spirit is ill, unhappy, depressed, has a hole in it, has things from your past experiences that won't let it go forward, that will inevitably cause illness in the physical form. So we feel like if the spirit is in any way afflicted, that the body is going to be afflicted.
She's a believer because she claims that she, too, has come back from serious illness.
Mysterious things as well as, things that you can actually put a name on, like, pneumonias and bronchitises and heart problems and depression. One time it was said I had a brain tumor.
But she doesn't trivialize Western medicine.
I will deal with a doctor as well for their test, and because they're very good. And then I go right and get ceremony, and I get what I need done to help me to heal.
Close your eyes.
And that's how I've learned everything, is through my own body.
Pray that no negative energy from anybody else get on you while you're in the circle. Hands out. Eyes closed.
This afternoon, 20 women of varying ages have paid $120 for Ola Patoon's 8-week Women's Empowerment Workshop. Some of the women here are desperate for empowerment of any kind.
I'm getting something right to your heart. We have a lot of abused women, have suffered rape, oppression, sickness, and so I've got this lifelong purpose of trying to let women show how they can be free. Today, Ashun is the one that we are calling forward, and she is the mother of sensuality, of life, of prosperity.
Following the traditions of the indigenous Native American rituals in this part of South Florida, a 2-hour ceremony is planned. The women will be cleansed with spiritual water. Mud will be painted on their feet to ground them to Mother Earth. And honey will sweeten the journey of self-awareness.
In the indigenous way, we believe.
And then the main part of the ritual.
And you put your prayer into the tobacco. Take the umbilical cord of life. You're going to tie it around your piece of cloth. Say your prayer, tie it, and pass it, and we'll keep this going, and we'll repeat it.
Each of these women whispers a secret prayer or request into some tobacco, a Native American holy herb which represents Mother Earth. The prayers are then tied up in the tobacco.
And as we slowly open our eyes, let us release the pain, the suffering, the confusion, the fear, the anxiety, all that tries to claim our spirit, and leave it here. Let's leave it here for the land to take it from us. Ashe. Ashe.
Many feel elated. The workshop isn't over. For the next hour, these women will take part in an ancient African circle dance.
Go to your own pace.
The final step in unleashing their spirit.
Just warming up. Hey.
You're gonna be a big girl for me, right? Sit right there.
Here at the clinic at the Center for Haitian Studies,
And varicella.
an effort is underway to provide health care and health education to an uninformed Haitian community. Nurse practitioner Merlane Dubasson is about to give 5-year-old Judney LaFrance her very first vaccine.
I usually get. She's getting for polio, MMR, DTaP, and varicella.
Normally, her mother, a recent immigrant from Haiti, would not have considered this American rite of passage. But the Miami school system had something to say about that.
If she doesn't receive the vaccines, she cannot attend school. So you are a superstar, huh?
10 miles away from the clinic, at the South Shore Hospital, Dr. Henry Julmi is about to start his day seeing private patients.
Any problems? No headaches, cough, shortness of breath, no belly pain? No.
He, too, is of Haitian descent, as are some of his medical students, who come here to learn and to take back to their country and to Miami's Haitian community. Every Tuesday afternoon, Dr. Julmi and some of those students volunteer at the clinic.
So,
first, he goes over the patient charts.
I see high blood pressure, prostate, and looks like ulcers.
Then, along with his colleague, Arthur Fournier, he sees new patients.
We need to make a height and weight and make a growth chart for him.
Has he started school yet?
8-year-old Serge Dormigue is here for a skin rash.
It's this thing right here, okay? Can anybody tell me what that is?
Today's exam reveals the hazards of living in Haiti.
What you see in Haiti is a lot of the kids have what's called gros ventre, which is a big stomach. And it's from lack of protein in the diet.
Because of that, Serge has developed an umbilical hernia.
It's not at risk for it to be strangulated or anything like that, but I imagine for cosmetic purposes, it doesn't look nice, you know, especially a little boy. I think should be referred to a surgeon, see if we can correct that for him.
Serge's problem is not unique, but the fact that he is receiving immediate medical attention for it is. And for that reason, the clinic is reaching out with a new strategy that they hope will draw hundreds of new Haitian patients. C.T. Fletcher is a former 3-time world champion bench presser. In competition, his size and strength made him a worthy challenger, but on the road, they made him a dangerous bully.
I stopped at a red light. There was a stare down going on between me and the guy in the car next to me, and it lasted just a little too long, and I got out of the car, went over, snatched him out of his vehicle, and commenced to pounding on him. That was the worst incident.
C.T. was an angry driver.
The king of all is taking my parking space. I thought that was almost a death sentence, that we were both there, and you see me waiting on it, you swoop up there and take that space that was mine. Oh man, there's no telling what would happen.
At the time, he was also using steroids.
The steroids just amplified what was already there. It magnified it, amplified it, and made it worse. That's all it did, made it worse. Steroids are drugs just like any other drug.
But according to Arnold Nierenberg, who counsels him, C.T.'s aggressive driving pattern started long ago.
It does not depend on socioeconomics, it does not depend on the type of car you drive, or even age. We found the key variable is parenting. People whose parents were angry drivers are at much higher risk for becoming an angry driver.
C.T. says his father was a very angry driver.
I recall if anybody cut him off or did something he didn't like, they were going to know about it. That would, include tailgating or shaking a fist or whatever it took. He was going to let them know.
Hey, CT. Good to see you.
Nierenberg's approach to dealing with aggressive and angry driving is simply a matter of mind over matter.
What's happened over the last week?
Something this 235-pound powerlifter had to learn for the very first time. But it's changed his life.
If it wasn't for you, I'd either be in the graveyard or the penitentiary.
In South Florida, road rage has become such a problem, the county had to come up with a creative solution.
Good morning, folks. I'm Todd Vittum. I'm your host and instructor today with the Improv's 8-hour road rages class.
At Miami's road rages class,
But I'm not a bad driver. So we have one more person in denial, it looks like.
Todd Vittum jokes, kids, and occasionally even bombs.
Thanks for that rousing round of apathy there, too, by the way.
But he has a captive audience.
Life ain't fair, babe. Get a helmet, move on.
Because this group of traffic violators is stuck here
We have a little reminder.
for 8 hours.
I want you to turn in your workbooks to page 12. Personal test of lack of courtesy and breaking the rules. This is a self-analysis test. Take that test, as well as one on page 13, the angry driving test. And take a minute to go ahead and...
Because these men and women are all repeat offenders and have exhibited aggressive behavior behind the wheel,
What's the worst thing you've ever done in that situation?
Slam my brakes.
they have been ordered by the court to attend road rages.
When was your last ticket?
I am a reformed speeder.
Juan likes to drive fast.
In other words, I haven't been caught in years.
Annette lets her emotions rule the road.
So then he got off the exit, and I followed him right off the exit, and I said,
stopped
"What?"
him?
Yeah.
Albert Levin, a criminal defense lawyer, is always running late. His aggressive driving is speeding, and it could have eventually landed him a suspended license. Instead, he is here. But Albert doesn't think he has a problem.
I have a tendency to drive too quickly. I'm not a road rage person. I don't, flip the finger at other drivers. But I just drive too fast. I'm always in a hurry.
In the next 8 hours, these 12 people will learn some basic tips on anger management.
How do we solve the problem, folks? Acknowledge, witness, and modify. The first step in solving any problem is identification of the problem. We have people in denial. We have people who feel that they know it all. We have people that feel it's not really me. We have people thinking that they've been induced into committing the crime by another driver out there.
The key to successfully managing our anger and frustration on the road is to develop and strengthen positive driving attitudes.
After 8 hours of videos, group therapy,
Take it beyond.
stress balls, and self-analysis,
Or maybe I was that angry that I didn't see it.
Maybe so.
they graduate.
Repeat after me, the Improv Comedy Traffic School Pledge. I promise to be a safe, courteous driver.
Some inevitably will go back to their old ways, and some will become more cautious drivers who just might save their own lives and the lives of others.
I mean, I don't want to get any more speeding tickets. I don't want to sit in another traffic improvement course, especially for 8 hours on a Saturday. But I think this is probably going to benefit me and hopefully the other people that are here.
But the true test is still ahead, out on the roads and highways of Miami. At the 3-day United States Life-Saving Association's National Championships, Los Angeles is ahead.
Hats off to the East Coast team. It's been their event. They do this a lot over here, but we're glad to come over here and take it from them.
National champs, good job.
But for the surf ski finals, where competitors sit on a 19-foot-long vessel and paddle 500 yards out to sea and back, Miami has a secret weapon. Tatiana Valdez.
Hello, I got 14. Inside the blue and white striped cap.
Tatiana has been a Miami Beach lifeguard for less than a year, but she was a member of the 1992 Cuban kayaking team. Tatiana defected to the U.S. 7 years ago.
Crossing like everybody else in a raft with another friend of mine.
Ironically, she never got a chance to compete, so that makes today's event even more exciting. But there is one disadvantage.
I haven't done any special training because I didn't have enough time to get on the surf at this time.
With only 3 days to prepare and borrowed equipment to practice with, Tatiana crosses the finish line.
Congratulations. That's your first time ever. You're a third bronze medalist. Next year they won't have a chance. I got third place. But I'm happy. I'm really happy. To be honest, I didn't thought it was going to be like this. So I'm really happy for myself.
But there's an error. She didn't come in third.
You may have indeed won this event. It's unofficial.
That must be great.
So we're going to wait and see.
That's too much for me.
That would be unbelievable. So congratulations.
She wins the gold.
Oh my God, I'm too much. I'm so happy.
Great job.
A confirmation that she can do her job and do it well.
I'm so mad. The best part is you'll be able to help people, in case they have any problem in the water or outside the water.
But a Miami lifeguard's skills extend past water rescue and emergency response. When they're not on the beach watching the waves, they're keeping the peace. Here at the world-famous tourist destination of South Beach, hundreds of restaurants and bars often bring an undesirable element to this trendy neighborhood.
Going about 3 months now without any anger incidents. How's the last week going?
At his regular counseling session with Dr. Nierenberg, C.T. Fletcher, a former angry driver, is discussing a recent incident.
On the way over here this morning, the lady cuts me off. I slipped, Doc. I'm going to tell you, I had to think for a second, because the old CT did try to rise up.
But C.T. didn't get angry, because Dr. Nierenberg has given him some new tools to deal with his emotions. He calls them power thoughts.
The number cure for angry driving is recognizing that I don't want to turn control over to those people I'm calling idiots. I want to keep the control for myself. That's the only cure for angry driving. Did you express the anger towards her, or you just kept it to yourself?
She never knew that.
So basically, you've kept to a perfect record for about 4 months now, so that's great. As I say to them, look at the nature of the relationship. You're just passing that person. You can hardly even see the person. The relationship lasts 15 seconds.
Watch it there, buddy. Power thought is, I'm not going to let that idiot take control over me and my emotions and what I do. I'm not going to let that person have that much control over me. That's what worked for me.
But every once in a while, the old CT will surface, briefly.
People, you're supposed to cross on a green light. When the light is red, that means stop. You stay on your corner. And that would have made me upset a while ago, but now it's fine.
It's Saturday at Morningside Elementary.
Yes. Okay.
But the auditorium is packed with children, parents, and health professionals, including 30 medical students from the University of Miami Medical School.
You can tell she has dentures.
It's all part of a massive community-based effort to provide basic care to Haitian immigrants.
We've invited the community to come out and get tested for mammogram, pap smears, and immunizations for the children.
Dr. Henry Julmy, nurse practitioner Merlon Dubasson, and school principal Josette Paris are working under the auspices of the Center for Haitian Studies.
This is an opportunity for them to be able to give to the children, the parents, all the information about nutrition and checking of the eyes, also for the parents to help them to stay healthy.
And just look back there, don't look at me.
I'll try to translate for you.
Due to the language barrier, posters and pamphlets are written in Creole. But for interviews and diagnoses, Dr. Julmy and other Haitian medical practitioners need to translate.
She's had recurrent lower abdominal pain.
41-year-old Nanelle Jean-Pierre has many medical complaints: abdominal pain, lower back pain, heartburn, and urinary tract pain. Her lack of medical attention doesn't surprise the staff.
The problem is that she's not working. She cannot make an appointment with a doctor because she doesn't have any money.
But there's another problem that concerns the doctors.
She's describing some eye problem where she had some trauma. Looks like someone punched her in the eye, so from that time she's been having problems with the eye. Okay, it appears it's the left eye. Press down like that to open up, so you're going to put it.
Nanelle is first brought in for a breast and cervical exam.
Do we have anything to cover her from there?
But doctors want to check her eyes immediately.
All right, well, I'll be here.
Look straight ahead.
Trauma caused by a blow to her left eye years ago has left Nanelle with problems.
She can't see too well. Every time she bends down, her vision, it gets a little blurry and she gets dizzy.
Have her read it.
And she's never had her injured eye checked till today.
Can she read this?
Working through an interpreter, the medical student does some visual tests. The results are not good.
Ask her if she has any problems seeing, like reading. She does.
Her vision is 2200.
What is it?
I'm telling her that she has to see a doctor.
With this diagnosis and a little interpretive help from nurse practitioner Merlon Dubasson, Nanelle is scheduled to see an eye doctor as soon as possible. It's 9 a.m. in Miami Beach.
We have a high tide at 10 o'clock. We have low tide at 7:09. This is a roll call.
212.
And lifeguard Carlos Vago is at his station, checking his oxygen tank.
2,000, it's good.
Setting up his perimeters.
We usually set cones out around the tower just to keep patrons from sitting right in front of the tower.
And hoisting the flag.
This is part of the recent tragedy in New York City. Every tower has an American flag.
Then, for the next 10 hours, he sits and watches the water.
If I feel myself starting to fall asleep or something like that, or getting tired or fatigued, I'll get up and I'll start stretching out, you know, and just get my heart rate back up.
In Miami Beach, getting distracted can be deadly.
If you're not paying attention, someone can slip away right in front of your eyes, and I would never want that to happen on my beach or on my watch, so I definitely try to keep 100% all the time.
45 lifeguards work the beach on a daily basis. Carlos and his colleagues are trained for all types of medical emergencies.
Grab this ventilator.
Most lifeguards are at least emergency medical technicians, and some are even paramedics.
But fitness is the first requirement. Every day, these men and women, who range in age from 18 to 57, run, swim, and paddle before, during, and after their shifts. This morning, there's little activity in the water or on the beach. But something is taking place a few hundred yards away. The rising popularity of South Beach means more people and bigger crowds. And sometimes, when things get out of control, the lifeguards lend police a helping hand. On nearby Ocean Avenue, an altercation erupts between two men. Lifeguard Tim McKee breaks up the fight.
You know, we're the eyes and ears of the police force. You know, we see it, we call it in. We're not supposed to, lifeguards get involved, but we do what we can to make sure the public's safe.
Police are called to the scene.
Just ranted and raved over there at the concession, and he wouldn't leave him alone. He kept asking for it. They went after him again. After I separated him, they went after him again.
He got blood all over.
I know, it's his blood. He spit it on me.
While rinsing out his bloody mouth, the man spit on Tim. That act is classified as assault.
Yeah, we might have a 39. He's going to get the skate shop people.
I'm waiting here now for police ID to come and get a picture of me with blood on me. Then I'll be happy to take a shower.
The man is arrested, and crime scene investigators are called to photograph and measure the blood spatter.
371.
But according to operations supervisor Hank Oppenborn, that's one of the risks of working in the tropical zone.
It's a concern. You're working in a bathing suit. You have limited protection. You have gloves. You have to worry about that.
Then there are the other hazards of being a lifeguard in Miami.
There's so many girls here, and of course, toplessness is legal, and you just have to do your job in spite of having all that.
But these lifeguards take it all in stride.
After you've worked here for 5 years, you know, you've seen all that, and it's not as big of a deal.
At Olapatoon's Women's Empowerment Workshop, these women are encouraged to move and unleash their spirit.
My theory, which is not scientific, is that as we dance and release and pray and open up to healing, I've healed myself so many times, I have to believe this, that when you dance, a presence can come through you that loosens up or takes away a lot of the pain, especially when you devote yourself to a certain energy or cosmic force.
Unlike other Santeria-based ceremonies in South Florida, this one takes elements from Native American and African cultures. Similarities to Cuban Santeria can be seen in this African dance.
And I find that, you know, it releases trauma, abuse, all the things that are tied up inside of yourself that could cause cancer and heart problems.
Because of severe knee problems that plagued her for years, Marjorie Zander used to sit and watch the dance circle. Now she's a part of it.
I'm not that physically fit, and yet I can get in there, and when we really get going and the drum is playing, it's really hard to stand still. I feel so full of energy. I'm able to do things that I think normally I wouldn't be able to do.
She's dancing, not just here, but now in other places. She's singing, she's writing. She doesn't feel now that she needs surgery on her knees.
Sharon Weissman suffered from depression and fatigue before she joined the group.
It's quite healing. It's just an amazing feeling. So, you know, you get that great, amazing feeling. Why wouldn't you want to come back time after time?
She's empowered, she's vibrant, she's glowing. She's dancing wherever she is.
As for Sylvia, the workshop and the dance circle have given her life new meaning and a new direction.
I feel like each class is a journey in of itself, and what I experienced last year got me out of my funk and my depression, and now I feel like I'm in a much healthier place, and just very thankful to be alive, very thankful for what I have.
It's flowing like the river. Take it down.
After receiving several speeding tickets, Albert Levin, a recent graduate of an 8-hour road rages course, is cautiously navigating the streets of Miami.
Now I'm a little bit more conscientious. I acknowledge, I witness, I realize what I was doing before, and I've taken steps to modify my driving.
And he's making every effort to be a better driver. Levin has learned that on any given day, the simple act of speeding can lead to a very serious and deadly act of road rage.
Right now, my foot is twitching. I mean, I just anxiously want to get around this guy. I mean, he's doing about 53 miles an hour on the interstate, which is 55, but you'll notice that the other drivers are doing at least 60 miles an hour, if not more.
If aggressive driving becomes a crime, more people in Florida may be forced to become safer drivers.
About the legislature.
But for Jody Daniel and Luis Collado, it's too little, too late. Jody has brain damage.
They had to teach me how to re-talk again. I still have a little bit of a problem talking. Get the words out, make the movement to say the word.
Lou is racked with seizures.
Yes, I had 9 2 weeks ago. They had to rush me to the hospital.
But their families hope that this story might help others avoid a similar tragedy.
What? What's their future? Take a look at them. Just look at them in the face. And next time you drive down the road and you want to pull somebody over and smack them around with shovels or do some harm, these 2 boys deserve that because they were driving slow. There's a lot to be learned just by looking at them. A lot to be learned just by looking at them. That's the way I feel.
When temperatures rise in the tropical zone, things can change without warning. An evening drive or an outing at the beach can turn deadly. But change can also mean spiritual rebirth, a chance at a better life, and new beginnings.